Hi, I'm Heather Variava, and I'm the Charge d'Affaires here at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. And this time of year is the time of Thanksgiving, which is a big holiday in the United States. And Thanksgiving revolves around food and family, which is, I think, something that we share with our friends here in the Philippines, that passion for food and family. We have a big meal together. And one of the special things about Thanksgiving in the United States is that families take their own dishes and their own cultures and backgrounds and incorporate it into the Thanksgiving meal. So we're really lucky today to be with Chef Myrna Segismundo, who's going to give a little Philippine twist to some of our traditional Thanksgiving dishes. We're going to focus today on turkey, which is the big centerpiece of the usual Thanksgiving meal, as well as potatoes, another big staple in our Thanksgiving meal. And the turkey and potatoes we're using today come from the United States, of course. We export turkey and potatoes and many commodities, foods all around the world to families, to restaurants, to dining tables, and the products that are certified by our U.S. Department of Agriculture are very high quality, very tasty, and I'm really excited that Chef Myrna has kindly agreed to help us take some of those ingredients and give them a little Philippine flair. So welcome, Chef Myrna.
Yes.
What are you going to cook for us today?
Moving on to the potatoes.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, who doesn't
love a little potato, right?
I know,
Yes.
right.
Little
So,
comfort food.
Yes, with all the variants of potatoes available to us here. I mean, obviously everyone knows French fries, baked potatoes, and all that. But then again, we decided to have a bit of a variation again, taking it as far as considering it as a replacement for rice or carbohydrates.
Yes, the starch.
Yes. It's very good for health-conscious people. I understand it's gluten-free.
Yes.
And definitely because it will take on any flavor that you can really work on a whole lot of applying different techniques on these ingredients as well. So it came as a surprise to me too when I started to create the recipes for the potatoes, that I really just thought of, okay, can potatoes replace pasta? Yes. Can potatoes replace rice? Yes. Can potatoes replace bread? Yes. And so this is one ingredient that I feel is just about the most versatile ingredient around, because not all ingredients can do that, right? And then to throw in, a bit of the health benefits is something that I was very happy to discover is possible to work with the lowly potato. So you're going to have something to taste a little later on.
Oh, it sounds delicious, Chef Myrna. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to trying all of those things. The potato is very much a comfort food for many people in the United States, and you're absolutely right. I hadn't thought about how versatile it is, but it really is. So thank you. Mabuhay, maraming salamat. We're going to have a lot of fun here today, so please stay on. Thank you.
Yes.
Hello everyone, I'm Chef Myrna Segismundo, and today we are going to talk potatoes, both frozen and dehydrated. And we've come together here today to come up with a different approach to cooking frozen potatoes, as well as the applications of the dehydrated potato granules and potato flakes. So what we've got here in front of us right now are two kinds of potatoes, and there are many other variants of potatoes, but the most popular, I think, that we all know is the straight cut potatoes, which are frozen, and really when you think about it, they're all cooked already, ready for refrying or ready for whatever cooking technique you're going to apply to it. And another one here is the sliced variety, and it's called the Mega Crunch, because then I believe when you fry it, it's going to come out real crunchy. And what better way to appreciate them than as is? But if you want to be creative and come up with innovative inventions and creations on and variations on the different cuts of potatoes that we have here, I'm going to show that to you this afternoon. All right? So we have what we're going to do today as a potato rice bar. Rice as in potato that we try to treat as another starch replacement for rice. And we've got these two variants here that I'm going to show you. Is a variation on a Filipino version of steamed rice as well as a fried rice, but this time just using the frozen potato variants. We've got, like I said, your straight cut potatoes, which we want to cut very finely into little strips, pretty much how the rice granules would look, but maybe perhaps a little chunkier. Okay. Oh, you could even, roughly chop them to look like little rice grains rather. So I mean, how complicated can this get? Even your kids, by the way, if you're stuck in the house due to obviously why, and you wanted to give your children some activity, that here's is something that they can enjoy doing. Tell them that they should chop up the leftover potatoes or even just the whole straight cut potatoes into little bits like this. Throw it into the steamer like you would make steamed rice, but you don't need to put water on this because it's already cooked. So all you need to do is to wake up the frozen potatoes straight from the freezer and steam it, just like you would call it steamed rice. Okay? And then we've got this cut here, which can be any other cut for that matter. I've seen little twister fries. I've seen flavored potatoes that are coated. It could be quite spicy. You could use that too, but in this case, we're using this particular cut here right now. And we're gonna make a rough cut of these potatoes. And we're gonna fry them until they're nice and crunchy, just like how you would make fried rice. Okay? Now, you could use a deep fryer, but if you were a little bit more health conscious, there's this new fashionable gadget called the air fryer, where you don't need to use as much oil to get a crisp result in your fried potato rice. Okay? And so you've got two kinds here. This is going to be our steamed potato rice, and this is going to be our flavored fried rice potato. And this is how it's going to look after. So I spoke about the variety of potatoes that we turned into a rice, which we will present as a rice bar. And so we've decided to come up with several sauces that could enhance the presentation and the taste of our potato bar, together with all the other condiments that go with it. So in this case here, we'll make three kinds of sauces. One oriental in nature, which is a hoisin garlic sauce. Another one is just a white cream sauce. And another would be a whole mix of black olives and green olives, bell peppers, onions, which we like to call a tapenade dressing. Okay? So let's start off with this bunch of ingredients here. We'll heat up some oil. And in our case here as well, we are going to start sauteing some butter. and onions. So we're making two sauces at the same time here now because then they're really very easy. Okay? And while we're heating up the oil here, let's go test. Okay. We can throw in the garlic as well here. We'll put some cream. Let this simmer. We'll season that with a little salt and pepper later on. And let's get started with this one. We've got our garlic sauteed here. Let's throw in the onions. Some green bell peppers, red bell peppers. This is already looking like Christmas to me here. We've got some chopped capers. So, you know, there's a whole lot of flavor going into this particular tapenade. And so there's really not very much seasoning we need to add. This is some chopped green olives and some chopped black olives. And this is a very practical condiment to make because then you usually have bottles of capers and olives lying around in your fridge or in your pantry. And so if you want to make a quick and economical sauce, and I say economical only because it's there in your pantry, that you can whip up something like this very quickly. And then no fear, like this is coming out a little dry, I want to add a little more olive oil. I want to put all, okay? Because it's olive oil, it's healthy. I'm not going to season this with salt because the olives alone are in a brine solution, which means that it's been soaked and marinated in oil in the bottle. Okay, so in this case here, we've got our cream also almost ready. And this we are going to season with some salt and pepper. It would be ideal for you to use white pepper just to keep, you know, the white consistency of our cream sauce. But really, at the end of the day, you can have a speckled white cream sauce. All right? So let's add some pepper in there. And you just let this simmer down till it's cooked. And this one is cooking very nicely already. And what's nice about this particular condiment and sauce is it's an all-around condiment that you could use for pasta, for canapes that you want to make to serve to your guests, and then also as a sauce for our potato rice bar. Okay, so this is done, and I'm going to set this aside here. And we'll get the hoisin, the Oriental hoisin sauce ready as well. We've got two sauces for our potato rice bar. And The last but not the least is going to be our Oriental hoisin. I like it to call it a barbecue sauce. Okay, so let's have some oil. I think I've got some more left here. All right. We want to saute some garlic. It's hot enough. Yep. We've got some hoisin sauce. It's a Chinese sweet, savory sauce that they use a lot in Chinese cooking for Peking duck, you know, with the pancakes and all. They use this hoisin sauce. They also use it for, you know, different applications in Chinese cooking. But in our case here, we just have a very simple concoction of sauteed garlic, the hoisin sauce, and then let's thin it out a little bit with water. And later on, I'll show you how that entire potato rice bar is going to look. Okay, we were talking about our leftover potato rice and what to do with that. Rather than it take up space in your refrigerator, here's something that you can do that makes it look so complicated and sophisticated when really, when you talk about it, it's all, again, whatever leftovers you had from your potato rice bar. So we've got our leftover steamed potato rice, and we're going to turn that into something like this, a ball. So I'm mashing the potatoes. You could do the same with mashed potatoes if you wanted. If you had any leftover mashed potatoes, you could do the same. But I like using you know, these leftover potatoes because then it gives you a whole different texture altogether. After you fry, there's something solid that you can bite into as well, which really changes the complexion of what an arancini is all about, because risotto is really something that's al dente, which is really not altogether very creamy or smooth. So this would somehow replicate that texture of our risotto. Okay? So again, the kids, they want to play, want to get messy. Here it is. So what have we got here? Let's have some olive oil. Add it in. Let's have a whole egg yolk, which will serve as our binder. We also have some cornstarch, which will serve to hold the potatoes together when we form our dough, as we call it. Let's add the cornstarch in here. And I've tried this recipe earlier on and noticed that even as we have all the ingredients in the center of the ball, the potato itself, you know, was a little bit bland. So I decided that maybe perhaps we should season our potatoes with a little salt. Okay? So it looks like a meal like this. Now, talking about leftovers aside from what we have, we have some shrimps, we have some ground beef, we had some ham, and then we perhaps we also have some cheese, and that's where you can make use of these leftover ingredients as your filling for your arancini. Okay? So let's try our hand at this now. And you've seen that we've made some of these balls earlier, and see how they all hold together very nicely. You can make smaller versions, but I suggest that maybe this size is good so that you can have some filling, enough filling at least, to put into your potato rice bowls. Okay? Is that enough? Or maybe I should add a little bit more. And this is where the application of your dehydrated potato granules and potato flakes come in. So we'll roll this in some potato granules, and then we dip this into some beaten eggs, and the granules really serve to somehow give it a softer texture after frying, and also that it will hold the egg wash. We roll them in some potato flakes, which are really ideal for making crunchy texture. And so we've got that one there. And we'll make another one. Again, how old do you think a kid would be who could make something like this? Maybe anywhere from 7 years old could manage something like this. Let's put some ham in there. Doesn't really even matter if you've got them all there. Oh, I would even add a little bit more if I don't make enough. I mean, if it turns out that I put too much filling, I can really add a little bit more. This looks like a good size. We roll them in the potato granules and the potato flakes that will give it the added crunch. Okay? Now, how many of this do you want to make? As much left over as you have. So, we're going to go over and deep fry the potato arancini, and we're going to serve that together with some leftover sauces that we prepared earlier on also, which will go very well with this wonderful are they as big as a golf ball? No, they're a little bigger than that. But I'm sure your kids especially, you know, instead of just having pizza all the time or hot dogs and what have you, is going to enjoy, you know, this particular delightful little rice balls. I call them rice, but they're really made out of potatoes. Okay? So I'm just going to wash my hands, then we're going to head over there and fry these little goodies there. All right? So we're heating up our oil so we can deep fry our potato arancini, and it looks like we're about ready to do that. So let's go on ahead with our frying. And this should take about 5 minutes, 7 minutes before it all turns brown. You know, you want to start cooking them from the bottom. You know, you want to start cooking them as they start to brown, and toss them around the oil until the entire ball is nice and crunchy. Now, the mozzarella, if you notice when you eat your pizza, you know, it gets nice and gummy, and that's supposed to achieve the same results here as the mozzarella starts to cook, you know, from the heat of the oil. And then the potato flakes that coated these arancini balls are going to provide that wonderful crunch. Okay, so I think we can add more now. And this, you got to be careful. If your kids started to prepare, you know, these balls, you don't really want them too involved with the deep frying, because they can burn their hands if they don't know how to handle. Let's move this a little bit, and we can just leave that there for a while. We'll just toss it around in the oil until the entire ball is a nice golden, crunchy, brown, healthy, wonderful, delicious potato arancini, which is really made out of leftovers. But shh, you don't want to tell them that. Okay?
like I mentioned earlier, we all know, as far as potatoes are concerned, number one, French fries.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the straight cut fries you get from fast food joints and all that. But then again, thinking again of what variations. Nothing beats being fried or simply, served as is. But again, it's what goes with it that makes all the difference.
Yes.
And so again, as a replacement to rice and bread and pasta, we decided to make use of the very neutral flavored straight cut potatoes.
Okay.
Chop it up.
Very good.
And use that as the base.
Okay.
For what we call a potato rice bar.
I see.
Okay.
Very good.
And then there's another variant. I mean, they've got the coated frozen potatoes with spices and all that.
Right. Yes.
So we decided we'd fry that up until it's crunchy.
Ah, yes.
If you want it to be a little bit safe, as far as deep frying and all, there's that air fryer behind us.
Oh, right. That's the new thing, the air fryer. Yes.
Right, that ought to do the trick and get it all crunchy. And then we have variations, several toppings that you
Okay.
could
Put on it.
the shrimps and
Ooh,
pork,
yum.
beef for that matter, and then a whole lot of other veggies.
Okay.
And then we've got sauces. We
Okay.
made 2 sauces actually. One is like an olive dressing.
Okay.
Black olive
Right.
tapenade, we call
Yeah,
it.
tapenade,
It's
yeah.
a bit of a French take on that. As a topping for all the other ingredients that went in there. And then we have what we call a Haitian barbecue.
Ooh, that
sauce.
sounds yummy.
Yeah, for a bit of an oriental touch.
Yes.
So you can also have a white sauce,
Okay.
actually, or a bechamel for
Oh,
that matter.
yes.
I mean, something that you just cook up very quickly, sauteing the onions and then, with the flour and butter, to bind the milk together.
Okay.
That's something that you could also throw in
Right.
your potato rice.
Rice, right.
So
It's such a versatile ingredient, the potato, just like you said.
It could be like a salad bar.
Yeah, it's true, but with potato. Oh, that's
potato.
that's my kind of salad bar.
Right. And so we've got that one here,
Wonderful.
several versions of that.
Okay.
I should give you another fork,
Okay.
Raul. Also,
Thank you. In the United States, at Thanksgiving time, the potato is usually a mashed potato because then it goes well with the turkey and the stuffing and the gravy. But like you say, there's so many different ways to fix the potato, and we grow good potatoes in the United States. I'm really excited to try them.
have a try
Uh-huh.
here. And then to go further even is when you have leftovers of
Right.
these things.
Yes.
There's where the mashing goes.
Goes in. Yes.
Goes in.
Yes.
And we have something Italian for you to try.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, so this one, tell me, Chef Myrna, I see it's very crunchy and it
Yes.
has some bacon on it.
Some
and
ham.
The
And we have got that
the
Haitian
hoisin
barbecue
sauce.
on
Oh,
that.
wow. It all sounds delicious.
I can hear the crunch.
The crunch.
Yeah.
I think I've left some on my chin.
Okay.
That's delicious. I have to get a little more of the crunch.
Okay.
Oop.
So you like crunch as well.
I do, yes. Yeah. I like it all. That's my problem.
But this particular variant of potato is flavored already. It's quite spicy. You think about it. So there's really nothing
You're
much
right.
that you do with it, but what you put on it that makes all the difference. Right? And
It's
so
delicious.
this is another one. This is where you have a white sauce with some beef,
Oh,
and the potatoes were chopped up and steamed.
okay.
So this is a counterpart of our steamed rice.
Right.
And this is a counterpart of our fried
Fried
rice.
rice. That's very,
Okay.
oh, that's excellent. And what was the cream, you said a cream sauce?
It's a cream sauce.
Okay.
You can make a bechamel if you want it. But, we simply reduced the cream.
Okay.
With some onions. And then you can really even add some herbs to it
Sure.
if you wanted. But so many flavors going on already
Yes.
that, sometimes
You need
too much.
yes.
You know, less is more.
That's right. That's right. Let me
And
try
so
this one.
Try that.
That's good too.
It's really
Very smooth.
simple.
Yes, simple. But like you say, sometimes when you have lots of other flavors, you just need something simple to go with it, and this is
And
perfect.
if you have a party at home, you know, and they call in a day before, and you're like frantic of what I'm gonna do, and you just get everything out of your chiller, whatever leftovers you got there, you chop them up, you saute them, and then you make a nice little buffet arrangement, and then you've got your frozen potatoes
Right.
and all that.
You just pull them out
Pull
and
them out and put it there, and you could have either a warm or a cold
right.
salad bar.
It's true. It's
Right.
true. Yeah, potato salad is popular in the States as well. Oh, it's delicious.
This one's got some shrimp
Oh,
and that olive tapenade.
oh, very good. Again, with the Thanksgiving, we have certain staples, but you can just add anything you want to make it
Yes.
special, like seafood or the tapenade. That looks delicious too. And some greenery on here.
So which of the three did you like?
I don't know that I can choose just one because they're all so good. They're all so different.
Yes, but when you break it down into concept, it's really nothing. It's so easy.
It's very simple, right? You
Right.
can do it at home very easily.
Because potatoes are very, very bland and very basic in flavor. So it will really take on anything.
Right.
I've made desserts out of potatoes.
Potato,
as
really?
well.
Wow.
Soups.
Yes, yep.
And that there's not too many ingredients that are as versatile.
It's true. It's
Right.
true. And it's very filling as well. They're also different and also good. You can make it spicy, you can make it a little more subtle, and it's all delicious. Thank you.
And so we come to the last entree.
Okay.
for the taste, which are the leftovers of these.
Ah,
And
the-
we have what we call,
oh, look at this. Looks like a pretty fancy leftover.
you just mash them up.
Okay.
What makes this very interesting is the use of the frozen potatoes as well as the dehydrated
Okay, yes.
variants,
Right.
which we used as
Thank you.
a coating
Okay.
for
The
to make it nice and crunchy.
right, right.
And then that the potato granules, which are more often used for commercial applications,
Right.
really works to soften the
Okay,
inside
right.
of the potato, while the flakes give it that crunch.
Crunchy. So
Right.
crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. That sounds perfect.
And that's stuffed with mozzarella
Oh.
and all the leftover ham and the shrimps.
Oh,
or whatever.
wonderful. Chef Myrna, thank you so much for this wonderful spread today and helping us celebrate Thanksgiving. As I mentioned before, Thanksgiving is a holiday that can be adapted by anybody in the United States. We're a multi-ethnic, very diverse society in the US, and so people from different backgrounds, different cultures can integrate their own specialities into the Thanksgiving meal, and you did that today for us so beautifully. Yeah, it was delicious. I'm also so proud of the fact that we have, as you know, a big Philippine American community in the United States. And there's one special Philippine American I'd like to highlight today who I think you know, Chef Chris Comerford, who is the executive chef at the White House.
Yes, wow.
And she has been cooking Thanksgiving dinners for President Obama, President Trump, President Biden, and she's Philippine American and then just one of the millions, in fact, of Philippine Americans who live in the United States and are part of the strong relationship and friendship that we have with the Philippines. And so I really appreciate you taking some time today to share some of your thoughts and ideas about how to make Thanksgiving special, and I thank you for that.
Well, I'm very glad that you took to the Philippine flavors. I was a bit apprehensive.
Oh no, it's delicious.
That that I took it a little bit too far.
Oh no, you didn't.
But I guess the garlic vinegar
It's
the job
It's a big
somehow.
hit. That's right. I'm gonna have to go home and try that at home. We are so fortunate to have some great ingredients here from the United States,
Yes.
the turkey and the potatoes, but then you brought in some wonderful ingredients from the Philippines with the tropical fruit compote and the potato rice and the sausage in the stuffing, really making it a Philippine American Christmas. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It's
And
lovely
happy
to
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Chef Myrna.